Welcome back to Low Stress Math with Mrs. Bono. We are on Lesson 4, Verbal Expressions with Integers. And I'd like you to pause the video and follow the directions. Here we go. Determine which operation each keyword or phrase represents and place them in the boxes above. So take each one of these words and put them up here. Pause the video and do that right now. Welcome back. I'm hoping that you did this, but you never know. All right, so I'm going to shrink this down as much as I can and start with the word sum. Sum is the answer to an addition problem, so it's going to come up here in addition. Product is the answer to a multiplication problem, so it's going to go here. Less than. That is subtraction. Total. Total doesn't go up here really. Total is the answer when you add everything together, but it has some other meanings, but we'll talk about that. All right. Combined, that is addition. Equivalent. Equivalent means equal. And there's no place to put equal there, is it? So I am just going to put down here equal and put equivalent there. Oh, look at me making my own box. Ooh, all right, ascend. Ascend is to go up. So if something is ascending, it's going up, you're probably adding to it. But it could also be multiplication, but we're going to add. Same. Same is another word for equal. All together. That's an addition word. Descend. That's going down. That's going to be subtraction. All right, perimeter. That is the distance all the way around an object. So you would add the perimeter. The next one is plus, so that's also an addition word. Okay. It gets easier. Divided by, that's division. Okay. Decrease. Decrease, also going down, so that's subtraction. Descend, decrease, interesting. Double, double is multiplication. Specifically, double is multiplied by 2. Increase, that is add. We're halfway there, and half of the things seem to be up here in addition. That's kind of interesting. More is also add. Minus is subtract. Area. Area is length times width for a rectangle, and the word times was in there, so I get that multiplication. Lower. Lower means that you're going down. That is subtraction. Deduct. Deduct is also subtraction. More than, as in 6 more than 7. 6 more than 7. More than is addition. So more and more than are both addition. Quotient. Quotient is division. Gain. Gain is to add also. I'm just going to squeak that in here. Gain, as in you gain some yards. Half is division. It's specifically divide by 2. Loss. Loss is subtract. Very sad. Withdraw. Also subtract. As in you withdraw money from the bank. Times, obviously multiplication. Difference, my favorite word for subtraction. And added to. Well, we gotta find some spot. Gotta write smaller next time, Bono. Added to. Right. So, the two words that mean equal are equivalent and same. In the next page, we are going to be using all of these words to translate from English to math. Strategies. So, if you're answering a word problem, in other words, you're answering something that has to be translated from English into math, you would be best off if you can possibly draw a picture or a chart, and those will help you. They really will. So draw a picture or maybe a chart. Okay, and you're going to highlight the important words. You're going to read the problem twice. And we're going to go back to, we're going to highlight the important words. Why is it telling me to do that twice? That's a very strange thing to say. All right. So then we're going to identify the question. What are they asking me? Because if it's all about money and I answer with 6 pairs, and the answer is how much money did those pairs cost, then I've answered it incorrectly. So I have to make sure that my answer makes sense with the question. So let's translate some words. And I just realized what I did wrong. It's not highlight the important words. Silly bone, I'll cross that off. I'm gonna draw a picture, then I'm gonna label the important numbers. Sorry. Sometimes it takes me a little while to remember what I'm doing. All right, down here, translate each verbal phrase into an algebraic expression. So, the sum of x and 2. Sum means add. I have that from the page before. So I'm just going to add x plus 2. A divided by 8. A is not as in a division problem. It's A as the unknown. So I could write it like this. A divided by 8. I could do that. But in algebra, it's traditional to write all division as fractions. So I'm actually going to write A over 8. They mean the same thing. A divided by 8. And if you look at the division sign, it's really like an unknown number over an unknown number. That's what those two little dots are representing. So the A was on top and the 8 is on bottom. It's really this. So I'm not going to use this in algebra. The product of -9 and m. Product is multiplication. And I know you really want to write it like -9 times m. That x there, what could that be? That could be another unknown. That could be another variable. So I don't want to use that. I'm going to get rid of that altogether and just write -9m, because traditionally in algebra, a number next to a letter means multiplication. Now I know there are a lot of people who just want to put that dot in between the negative. You don't need it. Don't add stuff you don't need. Subtract 5 from C. So the C goes first. From is one of those reverse order. Reverse. There are a couple of phrases that reverse the order of the number and the variable, and from is one of them. So subtract 5 from 10, it would be 10 minus 5. But this is 5 from C, so it's C minus 5. combine. Combine means add. Y and negative 7. Y plus, and I'm going to put the negative 7 in parentheses because that's kind of like yelling at you. Negative 7! But yeah, I don't want to yell into the thing, into the microphone. 1/2 of 16. Okay, 1/2 is a fraction. So 1/2 and 16, because I'm multiplying, I'm using parentheses. I use parentheses 2 different ways here. Down here, I used it to show that I'm multiplying. Up here, I used it to point out, hey, this is a negative 7, not a regular 7 or a minus 7. So sometimes the same symbol can mean more than one thing. We're going to have to get used to that. 1/4 added to n. 1/4. Think about money. That's 1/4. 1/4 added to n. X decreased by 10. X decreased by a subtraction, 10. The product of 4 and y increased by 5. So decrease is subtract, increase is add. So product means I'm multiplying 4 and y, and increase means I'm adding 2. Negative 3 times m decreased by 5. Okay. Negative 3 times m decreased by 5. So not too horrible. Let's take a look at the next page. And word problems. Yes. I know. I know how you feel about word problems. I know how I feel about word problems. And I forgot my highlighter, so I'm just going to underline things. Sometimes you don't have the tools that you need. So Jack bought stock in a new company, $26 a share. Okay, the daily change in the stock prices for the next 4 days were +5, -2, +1, and -6. How much is the stock worth at the end of 4 days? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So how am I going to solve this? Well, I know that he started with $26. Then he went down $5, and then he went down another $2, and then he gained $1, and now he's going to go down $6. And the question is, how much is this stock worth at the end? So there's my equals. Do it in pieces. 26 minus 5, 21. Minus 2 plus 1 minus 6. 21 minus 2, 19. I forgot the plus 1. Get that in there. Plus 1 minus 6. 19 plus 1, 20 minus 6. My answer is going to be 14. Now, I can't just leave that 14 by itself. When you're doing word problems, there's almost always some kind of symbol or word to explain what my solution means. And in this particular case, it's saying how much was it worth. Worth means that it's going to be money. So if I don't put a money symbol here, if I don't put my $sign, then I'm going to end up losing points. And I'm also going to put a nice big box around it so that the person grading it sees I showed every step of my work and I know that it's $14. Right. At 2 a.m., the temperature was -6 degrees. An hour later, the temperature had decreased by 8 degrees. What's the new temperature? Okay, I like to draw number lines when I'm doing temperatures because it helps me. And specifically, I like to draw vertical number lines because that's how I think about temperatures. Now, here's my vertical number line, and I'm going to put 0 here. And I'm starting at, oh, you know what? I'm going to put 0 way up here because it's at -6. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, This is where I'm at, -6. Then it's going to decrease 8 degrees. Decrease means I'm going down. Decrease, down. Anything that starts with DE usually means that it's a lower number. It's going down. So I'm going to decrease -7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. -6, -7, -8, -9, -10, -11, 12, -13, -14. I'm going to end up all the way down here at -14. So now I know the answer, and I have showed my work, but I actually want to write the equation for that. I'm starting at -6. When I'm going to decrease, I'm subtracting 8. Keep, and then add the inverse, or keep, change, change, and I end up still with -14. What's the new temperature? -14 what? Well, I need to put the symbol for degrees, and I need to put the unit Celsius, -14 degrees Celsius. Showing all my work again. Oh, a submarine was cruising at a depth 340 feet below sea level. Find the depth of the submarine after it ascends 76 feet. So it's at a depth of 340 feet below sea level. Okay, now I'm going to draw pictures. Here's sea level. Now my submarine is all the way down here at the bottom. All right, I know it looks like a fish, but if I put these little things on it, it still looks like a fish. Yeah, that's not a very good submarine, Bono, but it's as good as I'm going to get. It's at a depth of 340 feet below sea level. That's all the way down here. Now it's going to ascend. Ascend means to go up. So it's going to go up 76 feet. Okay, now I got to find out where it is. It went down and then it went up. So down is -340. Up is +76. So where is it at now? Well, let's see. I did not bring my calculator. What could I possibly do? Well, in my head, I'm going to subtract 340 minus 76. So 340 minus 70 is 270. Now I have to minus another 6 to make it 264. Did I do that right? Yeah, let's see. Yes, I did. All right. Now, is that positive or negative? Well, negative is larger than positive in this case. 340 is larger than 76. 340 is negative. So my answer is negative. Now, negative I wrote as below sea level, but there's no negative sign here. So when I write this, 264 feet below sea level, I'm not going to use the negative sign. Why? Because there's no negative sign here. I'm not going to put a negative sign here because below sea level is negative. It's implied. Okay, so find the depth of the submarine, 264 feet below sea level. Yay, there we go. Make sure you have the unit feet. Don't forget that unit. And I'm halfway off the page here. All right, next one. During the summer, the height of the water in a pool decreased 4 inches each week. They must have a hole. Oh, wait, no, maybe the sun. Each week, due to evaporation. Oh, look at me learning to read. What is the change in the height of the water over a 6-week period? Okay, I'm going to draw a little pool. Here's water again. And it's going decreases down 4 inches. And it's doing that how many times? Every week for 6 weeks? Every week for 6 weeks? That's a lot of 4s there you got to draw, Bono. I know, I'm going down, down, down. Here we go. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 2 more. I got to write squishy. 4 and 5, 6. There we go. So it keeps going down. Wait a second. Instead of doing this, I could just multiply. Repeated subtraction and repeated addition are the same as multiplying. So if I start and I would subtract and subtract and subtract and subtract and subtract, that's repeated subtraction, that's multiplication. So 6 weeks times -4 is -24. And now, what's the change in the height of the water over 6 weeks? -24 inches. And I believe that's all that I need. Now, should I be writing sentences? Probably. Will I mark you wrong if you don't do it? No. But it's up to you. Do the right thing. Here we go. And there's your homework, independent practice. Good luck, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.